I have a great video for you today. This is one that I'm really excited to make. You know, you come into Las Vegas and you don't really care that much about the room, although you just want a decent room and a decent property, but you like to venture out. You just use your room as kind of a launch pad, or your hotel as kind of a launch pad. Basically, I'm talking about the best budget hotel in Las Vegas, not the cheapest budget hotel or cheapest room, but the best one. I have two fantastic options. I have LINQ and I have Luxor. You know, one is located across from the stadiums, that is Luxor, and then the other one is located center strip, which is LINQ. One is a Caesars property, and one is an MGM property. So if you like the Caesars ecosystem, choose the LINQ, and if you like the MGM ecosystem, choose Luxor. Now, typically, I would pit these two against each other, and I'd compare and directly contrast the rooms and the restaurants and the pools and whatever, and I'm not going to do that. I think these both are great options, and I'm only going to talk about the positives. I'm not going to talk about the negatives. You should know the negatives coming in. These are pretty much budget hotels, and I've already highlighted the negatives in my experience videos, my full-blown videos where I go over everything. If you haven't seen those yet, I'll drop a link in the description below. But today, I'm just going to talk about why these are the best budget hotels in Las Vegas. I'm going to start with Luxor. I'm really glad I decided to stay at Luxor. I think that although it may not be one of the most iconic hotels in Las Vegas, like a Caesars, an MGM, a Flamingo, a Bellagio, a Golden Nugget, I think it is one of the most identifiable and iconic structures in Las Vegas. I think it's one that you definitely have to stay at some time. So just based off its design and how cool it is, I think it's a hotel that you gotta put on your list at least once. Looks being set aside, the Luxor definitely has some positives. If you do wanna be close to Allegiant Stadium, if you do wanna kind of be close to T-Mobile, the Luxor is gonna be on this end of the strip. If you like MGM, like I talked about, this is in MGM ecosystem. You have all the MGM hotels around it. You have a walkway to Mandalay Bay. You have New York, New York. You have Park MGM. You have MGM Grand. They're all right there. The one thing that really blew me away, well, actually there were two, but the main thing that initially blew me away were how nice the rooms were at Luxor. And I just booked one of the cheapest rooms. That's actually the second cheapest room at Luxor. I originally booked the cheapest room, and they upgraded me without even asking to the second cheapest room. Basically, the cheapest room is in the Pyramid Tower, and I got upgraded to, like, I think the East Tower. Now take a look at this room. Would you expect this room to be $35 on a Sunday night? Because that's what I paid. Pretty unbelievable. It was surprisingly large. It was surprisingly luxurious. The bed was decent. I really couldn't believe how modern and fresh and somewhat luxurious. I'm not gonna call it full-blown luxurious, but it did have some like luxurious amenities to it. I couldn't believe that the Luxor offered that type of room for that type of price. So if you're looking for a place to flop, but you do have some standards about your hotel, Luxor is gonna be great. There's also a couple good spots to eat. My favorite place to eat for sure was Diablo Cantina. That's right, my first night. It's on the second level. You kind of have survey over the entire casino. It is edgy, it is cool, it is fun. Gigantic portions. Like the burrito was gigantic. I think I had a salad that was gigantic. The drinks are gigantic. That one drink I ordered, I don't remember the name, I'm just speaking off the top of my head, but it was 7 drinks in that thing. 6 shots of liquor and then like 2 mini beers. And I think that drink was around, give me a little slack here, I think it was like around $30. So that's another reason just to stay at the Luxor, is the value you're gonna get with your dining. Diablo Cantina is one of my favorite Mexican places to eat in all of Las Vegas. And the other thing that blew me away, the second big thing, were the pools. They blew me away. And yes, there were pools multiple. I think there were at least 4, if not 5. They were gorgeous. They had statue structures. You know, you have the beautiful pyramid in the background. Great music out there. The crowd was really fun, good vibes. For a standard pool in Las Vegas, not a pool party, not a day club, just the standard pools, I think the Luxor pool scene is highly, highly underrated. Other than that, one big last selling point is that I thought the crowd was pretty much all adult. It was kind of like a de facto adults only hotel. No, it wasn't adults only. Anybody could stay there, but I would say it was like at least 90% adults. And I think that's just because Excalibur, which is the more family-friendly option, is next door and I think even connected. And I think that's where all the families stay. Also, there's not a lot of kid stuff or family stuff to do at Luxor. It's pretty much no nonsense, bars and drinking and stuff like that. So for that reason, it had pretty much an adult only crowd. So if you like that adult only, that mature crowd, the Luxor is gonna be a spot for you. All right, let's move on to the LINQ. And the LINQ was pretty much 98% adults. It takes Luxor to the next level in terms of adult only. I didn't see too many kids there, and I really think it's a mistake taking your kid to the LINQ. Now, I'm not judging you if you take your family or kids to the LINQ. That's your choice. I definitely think there are better family-friendly options. I think the LINQ might even be a worse place to take your kids than the Cosmo. It's just a scene there. It's really about millennial fun, and wow, do you party and have fun at the LINQ. And there are some things that just make LINQ unique. Number one, O'Shea's. It is a casino within a casino. It has its own vibe. You go there and play beer pong, of course, get a pint of Guinness. It's kind of separated at the end. Again, just its own unique experience within a casino. And then you have, of course, the promenade, which I thought was unbelievable. I've never had so much casual fun in my life. When I say casual, I mean like casual dining, casual drinking, just casual entertainment. You know, not the luxurious stuff you're gonna find at some of the other hotels that I stayed at, like Wynn, Encore, Venetian, Palazzo. The LINQ is very, very approachable. It's very budget friendly. It's not like it just has cheap rooms and then really expensive stuff to do. Cheap rooms and very affordable food, drink, and entertainment options. You are not gonna get bored at the LINQ. You could stay there for 3 or 4 days and I think still find fun stuff to do. Plus, it has one of the best locations in all of Las Vegas. I'm talking pretty much center strip, right across from Caesar's Palace, and it is essentially connected to all the other Caesar's properties. You have Flamingo, Harrah's, Planet Hollywood, Cromwell, Paris, and all those just right next door. So it's easily walkable if you want to stay within the Caesars ecosystem. The pool party influence was insane. It was pretty much like a de facto pool party day club masquerading as a hotel pool. People were out there having the best time ever, turning up, getting crazy, phenomenal DJ, lots of fun. You know, there were cabanas and day beds out there. I was blown away by how ruckus, rowdy, fun, and energetic the pool party was at LINQ. And the big thing about the LINQ is that it was a lot nicer than what I thought it would be. Now, I'm not calling it one of the nicest hotels in Las Vegas. It's not even in the conversation. But considering the age of the hotel and considering how cheap it is, I thought it definitely surprised me to the upside on how nice it was. I know Caesars dropped $200 million on that property to give it a facelift, and they changed as much as they could without knocking down walls and redoing the entire building. My room, although it was small, I booked the cheapest room there. It was clean, it was fresh. Surprisingly, there was not a lot of noise. Harrah's was much noisier than LINQ. Flamingo was much noisier than LINQ. The way that the floors are laid out at the LINQ, there's not a lot of noise coming from the rooms, at least that I experienced. Now, I've seen rooms at the LINQ go for as low as $19. Now, you definitely have to stay during the week to get those rates, and it probably has to be off-season. However, it is one of the absolute cheapest hotel rooms in Las Vegas, and I was so surprised on how much fun that property is. So that is it for the best budget hotels in Las Vegas. Again, not the absolute cheapest budget hotel, but the best budget hotel. You want a decent room with a decent hotel brand for a decent price and in a somewhat decent location, at least on the strip. I think you absolutely have to go with either Luxor or LINQ.